And what's happening, guys? Jim the Sun here, coming to you live from my freaking living room, and today we are doing another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Now today's X and Y Wi-Fi battle is up against a person I met, Marcy. She sent me over her friend code, and she said she wanted to battle me. So yeah, honestly, the battle was completely even with my team and her team. You guys, as you can see, you probably think she's gonna win with that Mew and Meloetta and that Charizard and Garchomp. Plus Reshiram. The only new team I dislike really is Mandibuzz, and no offense to it, but yeah. Alright, let's get started. Alright, first I sent out my Galloway because I was expecting her to probably send out I was kind of expecting her to send out the Mandibuzz or something, I don't know. It's just, Galloway, since it's my second fighting type, I figured I'd risk it. And then she sent out the Garchomp, and one thing I did not expect from the Garchomp was a track. I thought it was pretty weird on a Garchomp. I'd never actually heard of that happening. So, and to be honest, Galloway really doesn't fall for love, guys. As you can see, Galloway does not fall for love at all. Yeah, Garchomp is pretty OP, really, in reality. It really is pretty OP if you think about it. Now, also keep in mind that if I had used Psycho Cut throughout this battle, I probably could have actually killed her Garchomp, which would have ended a lot more smoothly. So I go for my Metagross, and what they did not expect is that Bullet Punch, I figured out, always lands first. So that's good if I'm fighting a Fairy type, and since that's a Steel type move, I always hit first, and it does decent damage too. Now here they send out the Reshiram. They kind of didn't really want to switch out because Reshiram is pretty powerful, so I need all the strength I could get from my given Pokemon in order to beat it. So sorry Metagross, but you were just kind of there as a distraction. You could have been a lot more use to me, really. So sorry, my friend. So I go for the Archeops, and you'll see eventually that her Archeops is actually kind of tough. My Archeops is kind of tough for her to take out. Now you may also notice that I avoided the blue flare. I go for the second Dragon Claw, knocking out her second Reshiram. My Archeops still at full HP. Next she goes for the Charizard. And as you guys probably could have expected, it was going to Mega Evolve. And I kind of actually guessed it was going to be Mega Charizard X because, I mean, what person really battles Mega Charizard Y? Mega Charizard Y, everyone thinks sucks. So, why would anyone think that? So I kind of figured I'd go for the Stone Edge thing, and then twist, she taught her Charizard Fly, which really confused me. So I go for the Dragon Claw because I figured, now that Charizard is Dragon and Fire, I figured I could get a lot of damage off of it. And so I go for another Dragon Claw, which sadly, this one does not finish her off. And then the weird part, this Flamethrower actually does a lot more damage than I expected, knocking out my Archeops, which I thought was weird, actually. Very weird. Next up, I send out my Electros. Now, you guys know my Electros from earlier battles. Pretty strong Electros. It can endure lots of hits, so I go for the Dragon Claw first, knocking out her Charizard. Next up, she sends out Mandibuzz. Now, Mandibuzz was kind of, it's an alright Pokemon. She goes for the Air Slash, making me trying to flinch. But that does not work on me, so I go for the Wild Charge, doing loads of damage. And then I take Recoil, of course, so she thinks this Dark Pulse would knock me out. Nope. Like I said, Electros is a pretty tanky Pokemon if you think about it. He's not good on the speed side, but he's good on the defensive side and special defense. So Mandibuzz goes down, but since I take Recoil damage from Wild Charge, Electros also faints as well. So that was bad for me, kind of bad on my part. I could have done more for him right here, but then I send out my Cafaricus. And and she goes for her Meloetta. Now I go for the burn with the Will-O-Wisp, and also guys, I will also be tanking up my Cofferegus more with different sort of moves. Now, keep in mind that she did not know what could affect my Cofferegus until I believe it is the next turn, which I believe she uses Psychic. Yes, she goes for the Psychic, doing actually a lot more damage than I expected, considering Cofferegus is a pretty tanky Pokemon when it comes to special defense and defense. I'll go for another Energy Ball because that's the best I could do, because Shadow Ball wouldn't do a thing, and Psychic wouldn't do as much because Meloetta is also a Psychic type. So Meloetta goes for the Psychic again, and since my special defense was low the first time, sadly taking out my Cofferegus, but at least we can get that burn in there, guys. At least we can get that burn in there. And now I go for the my Scrafty. And she goes for Relic Song, transforming her Meloetta. I, of course, somewhat predicted that, really, because, yeah, who, puts out a Meloetta and doesn't transform it? So I go for the Crunch, thinking that it was still gonna be a Psychic, a normal type. Even if it was fighting, it's still get knocked out, because Scrafty has a really good attack. So he was really he's actually really good, and that ability Moxie right there is, perfect for him. So then they send out the Mew, and as you guys can tell, this Aura Sphere does not kill me. Now keep in mind, look at how much damage this Crunch does. Remember I have Moxie on. Look how much damage that Crunch did to Mew. This battle was honestly a huge GG. I enjoyed it very much. It was one of the best battles I've had, one of the closest battles I've ever had, with a 6-on-6 fight. It was very good, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you check out my other linked battles, and more coming out in the future. Also, please check out the rest of my channel if you haven't already watched it. Watch how I started these Wi-Fi battles. Alright? Well, peace everyone.